Hello, hello, and welcome to another client spotlight interview. I am always very excited to have these, but especially excited because today we have amazing human being here in this space. We have Miss Jessie Bax, who has graduated from becoming my 6 month mastermind. So today we're going to be having a conversation with her all about her experience inside. Trust me, you're going to want to listen to this. But Jessie, first, I'd love to hand over the mic to you so you can introduce yourself, tell the people who you are, what you do, what's your magic.
Yes, Regina, thank you for having me. And I want to say my magic has changed since becoming. So it's so great to come out and share this on this episode of who I am and my magic that I share with the world. So what is up, everybody? My name is Jessie Bax, and I am a divine feminine healer. And my mission, it's so juicy, it's so gooey, it's so true to me. But my mission is to help women share their truth, stand in their power, and show up as their most authentic self by shedding the layers and past programmings of other people, other experiences that they've had growing up. And I really stepped into this role recently, and it's been such a powerful experience. And the magic I share is truly just being myself. And all of this goofiness, this gooiness, this sensualness that I can bring to the table is the magic I get to share with other people, to give them permission for them to show up in whatever way they want to as well.
You just dropped like wisdom bombs on us over here, feeling your heart and soul. And I love that so much of this transformation happened inside of becoming. I mean, like you are the embodiment of becoming. You have become this version of you. So I'm excited to ask you some questions and dive into your experience here so that people can understand how you came to be this higher level, embodied, beautiful, divine feminine mentor. So, Jessie, first, tell me what was going on before becoming? What was happening in your world? I know that you had followed me on TikTok, but like, what was going on in your business? Tell the people.
Mm-hmm. So I actually found you in February, and that was like, I was a hawk on your page. I'm like, oh my God, Regina, I need to work with her sometime. I don't know when, but sometime, because you already started UCB. But what was going on in my world in September? That's when Becoming came out, like end of August, beginning of September. And my world was pretty chaotic. It didn't feel good. I was in a previous bad mentorship, and it put me in a box. It just didn't align with me. But I didn't really know what I was doing when I jumped into this mentorship. And I was like, okay, they're going to tell me what to do, the strategy. They're going to just figure out everything for me. And it helped me absolutely start my business. But then I just felt so lost. In July, I was like, oh my God, I think something is wrong. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. I was going through life experiences and business experiences. I didn't sign a client for 2 months when you and I started chatting about becoming. And I felt like I really lost my voice. I lost myself. I lost my power. Isn't that amazing? Going back to my mission. And I was just so confused. And when you opened up the doors for becoming, you sent an email. And I don't read emails ever, like literally ever. But you sent an email, and I'm like, okay, Hajina, I'm going to open this up and see what's up. And I felt my heart just pull to it. And I didn't know why at first. Oh my God.
You didn't know why. It's because the magic worked, the magic that I did to call you in. So, yeah, let's talk about that moment. Thank you for sharing what was going on. I'm sure so many people are listening can relate to this, especially unfortunately, a lot of people have had these experiences with coaches, mentors that weren't quite a fit. And I know that was something that you had to work through, especially when making the investment. I know that this was edgy for you. Let's talk about this because you are one of the most epic stories of just being brave and going all in to make this investment for becoming. So, tell everyone about that experience. Like, what was going on when it came time to make the investment, when you knew what it was, when you had to make the decision, and then what ended up allowing you to just take the leap?
Mm-hmm. So the investment was terrifying. And I went to the email, I opened it up, I put my name, my Instagram handle in to open up the form. And I scrolled all the way to the bottom, like I'm sure a lot of us do. All right, okay, I see all the questions. I know I have to answer, but what's the investment? Is it listed here? And I saw the investment. I was like, nope, exited it out. That's what I did. And I was like, I'm sure she's going to reach out to me or someone will. And a few hours later, I got a message. Hey, we saw that you opened the application, but you didn't fill it out. Let us know if you have any questions, but here's the form again. I was like, okay, that's good. That's good, baby. Yeah. That actually changed my business model too. So I'm like, I like that. And when I filled out the application, I was like, I'm just going to fill it out and see where it goes. But I wanted to talk to you. I was like, I'm on the edge. I don't know. This is big. This is scary. I've never invested this much in myself ever, literally ever. My parents helped me pay for college. I've been very fortunate to not have huge expenses like this. And I'm like, what the fuck? How am I going to do this? And I said, I would like to ask Ajina some questions. And you were in the Amazon and your assistant was like, she's going to get back to you soon. And you came in, you dropped a voice memo while you were in a hammock. I remember that so freely. And I was like, that's what, like, I want that life. She was in a hammock in the Amazon. And what you asked me was like, feel it in your body. Like, feel in your body where this resistance, where this fear is, and just meet it where it's at. Share it here. Allow yourself to explore that. And I sat back with that. I explored it. I consulted with my partner and I said, okay, it's a big investment. And he said, okay, well, how does it feel? I said, it feels scary, but it feels fucking good. Like, it feels right. And I think I would be doing myself a disservice if I said no to this investment for myself. And it's so beautiful what it sparked, because I asked myself the question, if I want a client to pay this much for my services, shouldn't I do it for myself first? Isn't that paving the way and saying, hey, universe, I'm ready? Because I trust myself and I trust the person that I'm investing in to help me and to guide me.
Yes, I'll never forget that moment too. I remember exactly where I was when I heard your voice note where you're like, I'm fucking scared, but I'm in. And I was like, yes, like we're going to be looking back at this moment. And I promise you we'll be laughing because you did it. You trusted yourself, you trusted the feeling. And I promise you, you're going to see the effects of this, which is where we get to dive into now because oh my God, Jesse, just the evolution that you've gone through inside of becoming. Yeah, tell the people what was the experience like being inside this mastermind because obviously there's only so much I can explain. People know that we dive into spirituality, strategy, community, but what was your experience like?
What an interesting experience it was. And it was a beautiful combination where you and I got one-on-ones once a month. And then I got to see you facilitate your magic, your wisdom, the strategy, the energetics we went through, all in a incredible container of vulnerable, spacious women who were on this path and on this journey of creating and deepening this like new earth and what we bring to the table, these light workers and healers. And what's really, really beautiful about what I experienced inside of becoming is it opened up my door to more spirituality. You gave me the permission slip to step deeper into this part of myself. Because for a very long time, someone who came from St. Louis, Missouri, and the first business program was nothing about spirituality, told me that it was too woo-woo. And that was what they would call it all the time, that I felt that I didn't have the ability to explore that part of myself, to explore spirit and source and channeling and downloads. And the verbiage I even got from the space and the community of what I heard from you and all of the other healers in the space, it allowed me to expand my knowledge and my vocabulary. Someone who is really big into astrology and human design, as someone who is a witch, someone who is just deepening in their own healing. It was just so cool seeing and being a part of a community of manifestors and manifesting generators and all the human designs that there is. I felt that what the goal is, I wasn't alone in that goal anymore. And that I could actually share that with other people and not be pushed to the side or say, that's too woo-woo. People would say things and I'm like, whoa, wait, I have no idea what you're talking about. Tell me more about that. And I got to expand. So that was the community side of it, and allowing me to step into this spirituality that I didn't even know existed. But it also comes to the energetics and the strategy that we were able to work together and what you provided in the space. And I want to start with energy and end with strategy, because when I think of becoming, and I think of all of the masterminds we did, all of the hot seat coaching, all of the trainings and the workshops that you gave us, whether it was live or the VIP vault that you have given us access to. And I like binged watched it before our calls even started. And that helped me get 2 clients literally in the first 3 weeks after doing this like client magnet sheet. 3 weeks, I got 2 clients, one of them paid in full. That was huge. And when it came to energy, I noticed I was going through this huge shedding, and it wasn't a shed where I could shed it in a month. It was actually a process where I was bringing up shit and needing light work or light energy. And I needed more deep dives into myself. And it was really fucking beautiful to be able to just show up vulnerably and say, this is what I'm going through right now. This is how it's affecting me, whether it was my relationship, my friendships, my business, they're all interconnected. But you created that space and allowed me to show up as I am, not afraid, and just lay it all out on the table. And then I was able to process with the community, but also take the energy work that was given to us and in the calls and allow myself to process and heal and take those modalities on my own and apply within myself and then apply them with my clients. Like I became such a more impactful leader because I watched someone so incredible lead. And that's what attracted me to you in the first place, was like, holy shit, Hajina is a leader and she is a powerful one. And I'm tooting your horn right now, like toot, toot, baby. And that was so powerful for me. And one of the strategy sessions that I want to talk about now inside of Becoming was empowering marketing, like empowerment marketing. And that was the one that stood out the most to me. And when it comes to strategy, how I see it in my mind is strategy, you can't just give someone one strategy and everyone in the room can do it, because we're all different. One strategy is not going to work for 5 other people, but it may really work for that one person. And what I thought was so incredible about the strategies you gave us was you gave us the strategy of like, okay, well, what do you think? Okay, well, have you thought about this? And you allowed us to kind of connect the dots, and you were just the guide into our own strategies. But the empowerment marketing really changed the way I communicated with myself, my friends, and my clients in my community. Because we all know about pain point marketing and how just like really dig into those emotions and like poke on their wounds, and then they'll sign up with you. But when you shared the 60, 90-minute presentation on the strategy about empowerment, about marketing to the higher person, the higher self of your client, so many things changed. Like my entire sales page changed. My entire way of communicating on my feed changed, because I was no longer calling in these wounded versions of my clients. I was calling in their higher self. And that was the most key strategy that I pulled out of Becoming, was talk to them, talk to the higher self and allow them to come to you. And now I mean, I'm sure we're going to get into wins, and I have so many wins to share from the energy, from the strategy, and from the leadership and community inside of becoming.
Well, do not hold back, sister. Like, let's go. First off, I just want to say, too, like, you just so eloquently put into words the experience that is becoming. And I love just hearing it from your perspective. So thank you. But yeah, this is your chance to brag. I want everyone to know what it is that you created because it's pretty epic what shifted. So
Mm.
whenever you're ready.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. My wins inside of becoming, I like could scream. So fucking many. And it comes from the financial abundance that I called in with wins, and also just this transformation of who I became. And inside of becoming, the huge wins. I mean, my name was Jess when I first joined becoming. And a huge win was, hey, I have been trying and wanting to be called Jessie with an E. This was the whole 6 months was leading me up to this, was leading me up to this moment to become this new version of myself. Literally, it was the last week, I think, or last 2 weeks of our time together. And I'm like, hey guys, by the way, my name is Jessie now. Maybe getting weird to get used to, but my name is Jessie. So that was a huge win for me. Another huge win, I launched 2 programs successfully. And before becoming, I tried to launch program after program after program, fail after fail after fail, which just redirection. And I was again given the permission slip to show up as myself and to launch 2 successful programs that lit my soul up. Everyone around me was just like craving for this juiciness to come through. I had multiple one-on-one clients pay in full. I sold in 5 clients in 3 weeks, 5 one-on-one clients in 3 weeks. And this is towards the end of becoming. So right when I started becoming, I got 2 clients in 3 weeks. At the very end of becoming, I was like, all right, like revamp energy. Here we go. 5 more clients came in 3 weeks. And it was riding that high, that wave, and this newness of the becoming, the energy that I was becoming, and guiding me back home to me. And I find that's what becoming really helped me do. It allowed me to heal sisterhood wounds. It allowed me to step deeper into my leadership skills, deeper into my authenticity. It allowed me to find my voice again so I can come back to my original mission last year that I was told wasn't good enough. Other people do that, so you shouldn't do that. And I'm like, who's to say? It gave me all of the tools that I needed to say, I'm going to break the rules. I'm going to do it my way, and I'm going to do it with spirit. I'm going to do it with source. I'm going to listen to myself. My higher self is here with me, so close, so connected, and truly allows me to take everything that I learned in the last 6 months and continue to go back to it, continue to apply it into my life. Hell, I graduated and you launched this new program. And I'm like, hey, Gina, I'm back in. Hi, I love you. I love the energy. I need it. The community is incredible. Let's do it. And I jumped back in the world because the energy of becoming and who I became is so magnetic. And it feels so powerful to be able to stand in me, in myself. I'm no one else but me. And becoming reminded me that. It reminded me who I was. And of course, I'll forget again, but I have the tools that you taught me and that you continue to teach me to come back home to me time and time and time again.
I have goosebumps. Wow, Jesse, I feel like you just encapsulated just everything that I witnessed within you. But again, hearing it from you, it really encompasses what this world is about, right? It's like, yeah, the income, you made the investment back and more, and you called in clients and your income took off. Yes, but all of the other things, being closer to spirit, God, healing the sister wounds, really knowing who you are and having the permission to show up as you are. And I love hearing that because it just reminds me of my why and of my mission and how passionate I am about this work and just getting to see you take your wings and fly. I'm like, yes. And the fact that you came back and you will come back because that's what fucking happens in this world. It's like, you guys, once you're in here for life. And I
Mhm.
really know this is not even a goodbye for us. But Jesse, I'd love for you right now, just for us to wrap up here, for that person who's listening and they're like on the edge of joining, becoming, okay, like what do you want to say to that person? They're listening right now. So what do you need to tell
Hmm.
them?
Hmm. It's so cliche to say, but it's screaming for me to say it. Just do it. And I say that in such a simple way because you were drawn to this world. They were drawn to you, Hajina, for a reason, for the energy. And spirit is nudging you and nudging you and nudging you into this world. And back to my story, I told myself it would be a disservice if I didn't take this leap. And you may think that you're leaping off this edge, but you're not there to fall. You're there to be caught. You're there to be held. You're there to be walked across this beautiful lane to your next becoming, to your becoming. And it is a delicious experience inside. So allow yourself to slurp up that honey and to allow yourself to come back home with you, to yourself, to your becoming, and working with this incredible fucking human, Hajina, as she is. Like, I'm someone who I'm like, I'm picky on who I work with. I really am after my first experience. And I was like, whoa, like you set the bar so fucking high.
Oh, Jesse, I love you. Seriously, I cannot wait for the day that we meet in person. I really feel like it's coming soon. I can't wait to give you a giant hug. Like I really feel that. But for everyone listening, how can they find you? Where can they see your magic? Because obviously we're all about collaboration here in New Earth, and Jesse has some pretty potent magical teachings here. So yeah, let the people know. How can they find you?
Mm-hmm. So I am JBAX Mindset, JBAX Mindset on TikTok and on Instagram. And the magic I share, I just want you to soak in what you see from me and take what really resonates with you and apply it to your life and allow yourself to feel the divine feminine. Allow yourself to heal a little bit deeper, whether you're near or afar, and step deeper into all that you are. Hajina allowed me to become this version of myself. And now I get to share that version with the world. And for anyone who is excited about stepping closer to their divine feminine, to being held by their divine feminine, send me a message. I love fucking connecting about it and hearing your story about the wounded feminine and how to tap deeper into the pleasures of life all around you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Jesse. Yes, definitely send her a message. Your work is absolutely incredible. I've loved holding space for you, watching you bloom, watching you grow. Thank you so much for this conversation, for sharing your heart, for sharing the juicy insides of becoming. Now, if you're listening and or watching and you're on the edge, this is the sign that you needed. I don't think that we could make this sign any brighter for you. Head over to higinaosilva.com. That's REGINO. Oh my gosh, I can spell my own name. That's REGINAOSILVA.com/becoming. There you can see more details and you can apply. And my DMs are also open if you have any questions. And if you're listening on the podcast, don't be a stranger. Make sure you leave a review if you're loving what you're listening. Send me a DM. Let me know you listened in. Send Jessie a DM too. Let her know that you heard her beautiful, magical words. And that's it until the next episode. See you guys in the next one.